What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dr. Ian in the house, and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Therapy. Now, I've got a brand new, semi-new, kind of really late to the party review for you guys by the way of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. This is the newest Ninja Turtles movie that's a sequel from the reboot of the 1990 classic movie that I grew up on as a kid. Now, first and foremost, what I want to say real quick before I delve into this review is that I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles since I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and my older brother gave me this magical VHS tape and said, "I think you'll like this. This is for you. I think you'll like this. Just throw that in for him." Just to sit him down, shut him up, and stop whining all the time. I was a bit of a whiner as a kid. And he'll watch this. And it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original classic. I don't know about classic, but it's a classic in my eyes. I absolutely love that first movie. Say what you want about Secret of the Ooze and the one where the third one, they travel in time. That one's just, that was just awful. But I really love that first one, and I watched the cartoons growing up. I played the video games nonstop. Turtles in Time, my favorite, so good. So I'm really a big fan of this franchise, and I was actually a pretty big fan of the first outing that came out about 2 years ago. I thought it was actually kind of cool. Sure, it was a dumb movie-ish, but it was fun. It was entertaining. I really had a lot of fun with the action scenes. I loved that Shredder was this 6'5" beast, beating the crap out of these 6-foot-tall, roided-out Ninja Turtles. I mean, they weren't that big in my childhood. They just wore the rubber Jim Henson, costume, which was brilliant at the time, and I think it still would hold up today if they wanted to go that route again. But I was really looking forward to this sequel, but upon watching it, I gotta say, guys, I was really disappointed by this one. Like, really disappointed. Like, they made some improvements on this from the first one going into the second one, but they just didn't do enough. The story, of course, is kind of lame. It's very one note, and it doesn't have that Ninja Turtles punch, that level of adventure that we would all expect coming from a Ninja Turtles either show or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I would recommend watching the Nickelodeon cartoon. But anyways, that's beside the point. The story pretty much goes, there's this villain called Krang. And you guys that have watched the cartoons know about this villain. He's a very, very popular villain. The Cosmodrome, all that stuff. And he makes a little deal with Shredder. Find these 3 pillars or these 3 antiques that are thousands of years old, and I'm going to build this thing called the Technodrome, and I'm going to bring it to Earth, and I'm going to rule the world, and with you at my side, Shredder. That type of stuff. Very one-note story, very easy to get into. This shouldn't have been too hard, right? Well, unfortunately, from there, things kind of go downhill. First of all, I will say I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So what I will say is this. Here's some of the positives that I will say. The Turtles look great. They clearly upped the CGI effects a lot, and for the better. They look super detailed. You can see like them sweating on their foreheads. You can see their veins kind of popping out of their arms, and they just look really, really detailed. And I was actually very impressed with how great they looked and animated and reacted with each other. It didn't look goofy. It actually looked kind of real, actually. So props to them on the special effects team for that. Once again, also, even though Shredder doesn't do much in this movie, which is insane, I do like the actor that they got for Shredder. Even though in the first movie he's about 6'5", and in here he's about 5'10", which is really odd because Well, if you guys have seen the movie already, you guys will see how short this guy is, and how in the hell is he going to take on 4 6'3" or 6 foot whatever roided out turtles, Ninja Turtles. It doesn't make any sense. But, and then Megan Fox actually isn't too bad in this movie. She's actually, she actually did a pretty good job, which, to be honest, there's less of the human characters in this and more of the Ninja Turtles, which is what we wanted. And Splinter is really cool in this. He has limited screen time, but he's less of an a-hole than in the first movie. He's actually a father figure. He actually cares about, not that he didn't care in the first one, but he actually has one-on-one time with them. He tries to coach them and teach them about the world, and if they're ready to truly come out of the shadows and help the city. And I really like the dynamic of family, that brotherhood and sticking together is the most fundamental parts of being a family, and having your own mind and sharing your own thoughts. And there's actually a really kind of endearing message to the whole movie. And that's kind of where and the action sequences are pretty good. I'll touch on that more in just a second, but for right now, that's pretty much all the positives that I have there for the movie. The rest of the movie is just, it's horribly written. This movie, it's a dumb movie. I mean, now, you can say that this movie's dumb real easily with a movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's already got a crazy, ridiculous concept, but at the same time, though, with the original, the 1991, there was a sense of endearment. There was heart. There was soul. And I felt like parts of this were really soulless. A lot of parts of this movie were really soulless. There wasn't that part that hit you right in the heart, or that hit you right in the gut and made you feel for these guys. There really isn't much more character development other than Raph and Donnie and Mikey and Leo fighting a few times in the movie and having a disagreement about something. It's just not there. And then let me touch on the action sequences real quick. So, like I said, that I'll get to this, but I want to touch on this right now, actually. This movie is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? They commit the cardinal sin of a Ninja Turtles movie, and there's no fight sequences. What? There's no fight sequences in this entire movie, and I don't understand. There's a lot of chase sequences. There's a lot of parkour stuff and running around, and I'm sorry, there's one fight sequence, and it lasts for about 30 seconds, and it's nothing but jumbled up editing, quick cuts, and you can barely see what's going on the screen. It's not good. And then, I hate to say this, guys. I hate to say this, and it's on the negative side, but the movie also stars Stephen Amell. Yeah, although I love him in Arrow, don't get me wrong. I think he can act. I think he can actually act, and he's very good in Arrow. He does a good job in Arrow. But what was he doing in this movie? He clearly did the best that he could with the material that was given to him, but he's not the case. I guess this is supposed to be a Casey Jones for a new generation, and I don't like it. He's very whiny. He's comes off as kind of an idiot and a pushover, whereas the original Casey Jones, again, that I knew of, was kind of a homeless street thug, just bordering on the vigilante. His heart is in the right spot, but his methods were really dark, actually, and he would actually kick the crap out of criminals. Like, if you guys watch the first movie, he kicks the crap out of a purse snatcher before Raphael can come in and save those two and say, "Hey, get the heck out of here." So this Casey Jones was a real letdown, and the dialogue for him was the worst part of the movie for me. Like, there's a part where in the movie, he's a correctional officer and wants to make his way to being a detective and graduating in the police academy. And he has this really whiny speech, and this is what I mean by whiny. He goes, "Hey, someday I'm gonna be a detective, and you can't stop me from fulfilling my dreams." It comes off as really whiny and annoying, and it just doesn't work. I know this video is running a little bit long, sorry guys, but with all that said, I gotta say, for my verdict for this one, skip this movie. Skip it. Don't do it. It's not even worth a rental. Don't waste your time with this movie. Hopefully I've given you all the information that I need to give you guys. Just stay away from this one. Kids, if you have kids out there, they might enjoy this one, but for the most part, just ixnay on the turtles nay, or this movie, whatever. It just doesn't work. So anyways, guys, that's all the time that I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. I love all of you guys very dearly. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel, and let everyone know what you think about these reviews. And if you want to, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment below, and please tell me what you think of my thoughts. Do I not know what I'm talking about? Am I looking into this a little too much? Let me know what you guys think. And as always, I'll see you at the movies. Have a good one, guys. See ya.